welcome to another fantastic day at fmtraining.tv, where we're here to discuss the amazing and wonderful FileMaker platform. I'm here with Nick Hunter, who is the lovely educator who discusses a great variety of things. Today we're doing some more Supra-Optimization, and tomorrow we've got him back for some stuff on horizontal reporting, I think. If you want to do more Supra-Optimization instead, Nick, let me know and I can shift things around.
Yes, yeah.
Hello everyone, welcome. A quick reminder, we stream on 3 platforms. We stream on YouTube, we stream on Discord, and we stream on Twitch. Please interact, please ask questions. We watch all interactions and questions. I love giving questions to Nick. Nick loves answering them. We're here to improve the FileMaker community, help you become better developers in your own right. So please talk to us. We do love hearing about it. And you're like, oh, well, I don't know if I really want to ask about this, but even if we can't answer it, we'll tell you, right? So it doesn't hurt. Real quick, what is our live training schedule? Our live training schedule of wonder and joy. We got Supra-Optimization with Nick, and then Thursday we got horizontal reporting, and then Friday we've got piercing firewalls with FileMaker server's multiple machine configuration with Jacob. And then next week is a lot of Nick, so we're going to get a lot of him, which is going to be great. We're going to have Monday and Tuesday on let functions, and Wednesday's going to have some more, possibly more horizontal reporting. If Nick wants to change that, he can.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of fantastic Nick subjects and a lot of different things. So they're going to be popping to between all sorts of topics, talk about all sorts of really cool stuff, which will be great. Real quick, if you'd like to support the channel, if you're like, well, actually, I would like to discuss WebDirect, but you guys don't have any free stuff on that, or not, not what you're looking for. We have 100+ hours of paid video content. Buy our bundle, you get FileMaker with one of them if you don't have it already. It greatly supports the channel. We do this 5 days a week for free, so we appreciate any support. And besides, it's 100+ hours of video content on pretty much every topic you could imagine. Server, WebDirect Pro, Cloud, a lot of it. It's a lot. And it's from Richard, and Richard is mostly Richard. Richard, Nick, I think Jacob is in there as well, all highly entertaining presenters. So, with that out of the way, Nick.
Yes.
What are we doing?
So today we're doing day 2 on the Supra-Optimization. Okay, so this series of webinars will be a never-ending series. Okay, it's not the never-ending story; it's a never-ending series. It's because optimizing FileMaker, you need it's a lifetime job. Okay, so optimizing, and I keep optimizing myself. So that means it's never done. You never reach the ultimate level of optimization. You can do that. Okay, we start small. So we start with the lowest, right? With the Boolean stuff, right? And I hope everybody understood that, because it's actually what I'm doing right now. All the webinar we do, they are following. It's like the X-Files, right? You need to know about the first season, and you go down. So it's because what's the name? We are going to use PISOs. We are going to use list of values. We're going to use value list. We're going to use Boolean. We're going to use a lot of things. We use all of this for the optimization. Now, optimization means putting together, using those techniques all together, and even the webinar we have tomorrow about the pivots, the pivot table reporting. This will use a lot for optimization, because you cannot have something like this working if you don't learn optimization. So let's continue a little bit with the theory kind of teaching about what we talk about, what we call optimization. Optimization is, you have free optimization. You have like I said yesterday, you have the performance. Okay, so that performance when you treat data, like for example, actually I'm working for a client in England, and they are importing millions of records every day. It's millions, 10 million, 50 million records every day. So if you don't optimize, they were importing like 2 hours, 3 hours each time they were importing data. Now we load down as 3 minutes, right? So, but to do this,
Real quick, Nick. Sorry, I hate
yeah.
to interrupt you. Can you move your mic a little bit closer to your
Oh,
mouth?
yeah. Sorry, yeah.
No, you're good. There.
Okay. And so, but to do this, it's 3 months I'm working on this, right? 3 months. It's not just 2 days. So this is the type of optimization that you need to reach, the level of optimization. So we have all of this to say, okay, the webinar we have tomorrow, the webinar we have next week, the let statement. I need the let statement to follow up the next level of optimization, right? So that's why we do a series like this, and we are going to put some webinars in the middle that we are going to reuse in order to continue a series that we previously started, right? So optimization, we have the performance, we have the coding optimization. I mean, optimizing yourself. Instead of taking 2 days to build a layout, let's make it in 2 hours, right? So that is another type of optimization. And then we have the third level optimization, which is the users. When you need to teach for 2 months a user before he could do something with your solution, that means you have a problem. The best is hire somebody, tell him where to start FileMaker and buy. Just let it do. Okay. So we have those level of optimization too. Okay. So let's continue a little bit what we were doing. And so let me share my screen right quick. So yesterday we learned about the Boolean. Boolean is the lowest level in terms of data in FileMaker. Is 0, 1, is yes, no, is true, false, right? And in FileMaker, 0, 1 is true, false. That's how we say it, okay? Because if you go here and you click here, FileMaker will understand. FileMaker will understand true and will understand false. You can type those things, right? True and false. You can type those things, and it won't insult you. So you know what I mean? Because true and false are things FileMaker will recognize. So instead of saying uh, what's the name? Is number equal true? You can do this, okay? But you can do this, right? So you can set true, false. Okay, you can use those things, right? So you can use the phrase, the word false and true, because 0 and 1. See, it says 0. Yeah. Okay. 0 and 1 for FileMaker is true, false. Okay. But FileMaker, see, that is 1, and this is false, is 0. Okay. So FileMaker, so today we are going to use this Boolean. We are going to apply it to something more interesting. What we are going to do today, we are going to remove those things. We are going to remove this perform fine, right? And we are going to remove those. Those things, those crazy. Where is it? Okay, this, and the dates. Superior to 01 01 22, right? We're going to do we are going to replace stuff like this, text equal Nick, we're going to replace those things by Boolean in what's the name, by Boolean kind of fields. Why? It's because this, for FileMaker, it's a nightmare to do. You need to use a script, and when we use scripts, immediately you are divided by 1 million the speed, just because you are in the script, right? You divided by 1 million, even 1 billion the speed of using tags with a Boolean instead. Okay. So what are we doing here? So you see what I want to say. I want to say this is Nick. This is superior to a date. A number will be something. Uh, Container is not empty. Stuff like that. We want to replace finds, right, with tags. So the first thing, yesterday we did that. We did a tag like this way. But do I have a tag? Yeah. So let's create a new tag. Has container. Okay. So I want to know the container that has something. Okay. So we're going to create a tag. It's a number because it's 0, 1. It needs to be a number. It works with a text, but it's better to have a number. And here we say, if you followed the webinar of yesterday, get as Boolean container. This will return 0 or 1. If there's a container, it will say 1. If there's not a container, a field, a file in a container, it will say 0. Of course, you need to remove this, right? So now let's see my tag here. Right? So I have a tag. So for the tag, I use this, Let's use what we call a badge. Okay, has container. Right? So you can use a badge like this, right? So we can use something like this with the text white and with this, and we can say centered, right? So we have a badge, and we put the badge somewhere here, right? And we say, okay, it has a container. So we can say we have a tag, right? We want to hide this when it's not tag has container, right? So that means doing this has a container, right? This has a container, but this one now, okay, has container. This one doesn't have. Has, no. Has, no. Has, okay. So now I want those, right? Yesterday I told you, remember? I want this to be triggerable, right? Whenever I want. Now you know my technique. To trigger this whenever I want, you add a let statement. So we're going to learn let statement next week, right? So you add a let statement like this in the auto entry calculation. That means right now, thanks to this, I can trigger the auto entry calculation whenever I want. Just see, for example, on the 12 here, none works, right? So I replace this with the get current timestamp, and it will trigger all the auto entry calculation pointing with this. I'm going to show you that next week, okay? So now I have all my auto entry calculation works. So here now I have this has container with yes, no, right? One, yes, no. So we can remove this and say 1, 0, right? 1, 0. If I put a container like this here, or whatever, it will say, yeah, it doesn't have a container. I need to open where I have my photos here. I don't know where the photos. Yeah, here. Oh, here. Okay, can do. Okay, can do this. Boop. Oh, no, not this one. This one. Oh, here. Okay. Okay. So drag this one. So now I have a container here, right? So So now I have two photos with containers. So what I want to do, so I want to have this one here. What can I do with this one here? With this tag that says has no. I want to be able to retrieve those. I want to be able to search for those things, right? Like I want to replace find one perform find. I want to replace this, the two here. I want to replace this, but I want to replace, remember, I want to replace the perform find. I want to replace this. So what you do, first of all, you need a global field, okay, that will be a link, and it's a permanent link, permanent. So what this do, what the permanent link, okay, it's a global. Okay. So why I'm creating this permanent link here? In this field, I'm going to put the number 1. And that will always be there because it's a global, right? It's a global field. So I have 1 here. And on all the records, the 12 records here, I have 1. So I put 1 in that field, 1. It's a global, and I have this, is permanent, okay? It's a permanent link, right? Permanent link, 1. So now that I have the 1 here, I'm going to create a relationship between, I'm going to create a relationship between two occurrences, which are the same table. They point to the same table, right? So I point to the same table. I point to itself. So it points to itself. So this is possible to do that with FileMaker. So you can just hold the Alt key and drag and duplicate, or you can just say create, right? Create a table, Boolean, okay? So it do it for you, that's the same. And here what I'm going to do. Remember here, I will have here, sometime I will have 0, sometime I will have 1, okay? And I want to use a relationship to tell me, okay, here I have always, I have 1 here. I have 1 always. And use this relationship to tell me which one has 1 in that field. So you use a relationship, right, to connect. Here I'm using the same table, but it could be another table, okay? Could be another context. What you need to do is you need to have a global field with 1 here, always 1, and here only connect with the records that will have 1 in that field, auto entry calculation, that will return 0 or 1. So doing so this is, let's call it, it's Boolean, has a container, right? That's what I want to do. This has container. So if I want to replace the perform find, so this is get records. Okay. I want to replace the perform find by this. I go to related records, right? Using has containers, the same layout, because we're going to the same table. Show only the related records with that relationship. 1 and only the one that has 1 here. So remember, I had 2, right? Boom, I have the 2. So now I don't have the perform find. So now you say, okay, I want to make things a little bit more complicated. Right? I want the one that doesn't have, right? I want the opposite. Right? Duplicate this. Don't have container. Okay. And here, I'm doing link permanent with the has container, but I just say different. I don't want the one, I don't want them. So now I have two relationships, and I can say now I want don't have container. I just change this, and now if I run this, I have the opposite. I have 10 records. Those has, those have it, those no. So you see, in a matter of nothing, I can change. Now, if you want to do the same here with the perform find, you understand easily that it starts to be a little bit more complicated. Okay, because you need to say omit. Okay, now it's not done. It's not done. Okay. I want to make the thing a little bit more complicated. I want to create a new tag. Right. First of all, I need to create a new field. Okay, a new field. I call that schedule. What's scheduled? And that is current date. What is this? Because we talk about optimization here, and this is mandatory if you want, right, to optimize your code. With FileMaker, we have a problem here. So, by the way, do we have any questions so far?
We do actually. You've got two.
Okay,
We've
go
got
ahead.
one from Sheagle. Why do you not use calc fields? Won't they not update after the container has been filled?
Calc field, you need to go away from this, like the plague, like the plague. You never put in a relationship a calculation. By the way, Marge, please, can you write down this, please?
Yes.
Calc versus auto entry.
Got it.
It's a good topic. Okay, it's a good topic because, and it's part of the optimization, by the way. You can, okay, write down, please write down Supra-Optimization / auto entry versus calculation.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Because it's an optimization. Why I never, ever, never use. I think I have a inner 8,000 fields. What's the name? Solution that I have, one of my biggest. I have 4 calculation. 4. Unstored calc. I have 4. So you need to avoid, like Cal said, you need to go away from calculation. If this button if this were a physical button, or the name on top of the button, when you use it, it start to fade away. This will be brand new, because I never use it. Never. It's FileMaker can remove it. I won't see it. So because it doesn't work well. It's okay. Sometime, and that's why I want to make a webinar out of this. Sometimes you don't have the choice, but most of the time when you need it, it's not going to destroy your performance. So this is the best way to destroy the performance. And I'm going to. Oh, by the way, we are going to talk about this. Okay, a little bit. Why current date? Why do I need a field with a current date? Why? It's because we want the date to be available, the current date to be available, but we don't want to use this. Right? We don't want to use this, because this is terrible, because this implies that you need to use a calculation, and most of the time an uninstall calculation, because you want the date to change automatically. You want the date to change automatically. So let's talk about optimization. Let's talk about a theoretical about optimization. I have a question for you. When does the date change? When? And how often the date change? The answer is once a day, right? At the same time every day. At midnight and 0.00000 1 second, the time change, the date change. So you don't want the date to be constantly updated, constantly updated. That will be the case if you use a get current date. Get current date, you need to constantly update it, constantly. So the trick here is to put a field in every single of your tables, right? And that date will be a schedule script on the server. On the server, you have a script that is going to be scheduled, and the script has one function: go to all the table and replace all the records and replace that date with the current date. Replace that field with the current date. You get two advantages. First, the first advantage you get, you don't need get current date anymore for that purpose. For example, you want to calculate the age of somebody based on the date of birth. So you need to calculate that all the time. Otherwise, you might get a wrong result. I'm born in the 26th of April. So on the 26th of April, in the morning, at 0 hours, my age will change. So you need something to do that for you. So most of the time, people use unstored calculation, like we were talking about, and then everything's slow. Here, you don't have the problem. It's because the date of birth will change automatically at the moment that you have this. Why? Is because I am going to build auto entry calculation that will point to that field. An auto entry calculation is triggered as at the moment one of the fields included in the calc is changed. Demonstration. So you understand the schedule script, you go to server and you schedule a script. The script is go to that table, replace date, go to that table, replace date, go to that table, replace date. That's all what it's doing. Once a day at midnight. So it's nighttime. Normally you have all your user go to sleep, and nobody will see anything. And the process on server will take like depending on the size of your file, but a big file that will take like 2 minutes to proceed. So now that I have my scheduled dateline, I want to create a tag that says date, past due. It's a past due. It's a number because it is a tag. And I say date strictly or inferior or equal of the current date. If I have this like this, I need this to be a non-stored calculation. Here, thanks to this, I don't need, and I'm going to demonstrate it. Right. So now, right, I have this. Right. And remember, you can also include that tag with the manual trigger of auto entry calculation. That's something I'm going to, next week we're going to talk about. And we do the let statement, right? Okay, so now that I have my past due, So let's have another tag, but this one will be red, and it says past due. Okay? And this will be the same as not tag past due. See, everything, look how the code is freaking simple. It's not the if case, an or and case. No. You don't need that. You have a very simple thing, right? And the calculation, like I explained to you yesterday on the past due, is just this: date inferior to schedule. You don't need to say if date inferior to schedule, then yes, or otherwise no. You don't need that if stuff, because we go to the Boolean. We go down to Boolean. FileMaker will tell you 1 if this is true, 0 if this is not true, period. And we don't need more. We don't need yes, we don't need no, we don't need whatever, right? We need 1, 0. Why? Because we use the link permanent that says 1. And then we have 0, 1, 0, 1 on the other side. Right? So I'm going to use the same technique here. I want the past due, right? But, I want the past due here. It's past due, past due. I want the past due, okay? But you guessed it. It's the link permanent attached to the past due tag, right? Very, very simple. So now, I want past due, right? Okay. So, but before, first of all, I need to put a date here in the date. Where's the date? This is not the, here. I need to put dates inside the thing. So let's put some date, right? Put this calendar. So we put yesterday. Here we put yesterday. Here we put today. Here we put tomorrow. Here you put tomorrow, and here you put, we're going to here, here, right? We put some date here, past and present, and past and past. Okay, so we have dates, right? Okay, so now I have a date here, but I don't have I need to fill, obviously, I need to fill the current date, not the current date field here, because so that normally is the scripts, let's build the script, by the way. You have a scheduled script. I call them scheduled. And schedule and set current date. What this script doing on the server, go to layout, it goes to Boolean, and it replace, this with the get current date. That's it. Okay. So that's all what it's doing. So that script will do only this on the server, right? So it goes, boom, replace. So now this says past due. Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's past due, right? So this past due, oh, not this one, no, past due, past due. So I have some past due, some not past due, right? You have the tag here. So now I want to show me the past due. Right? So you understand how cool this is, because look, if you name this correctly, you can say has container, you can say don't container. So you see you have, okay, that has container, don't have container, past due. Look compared to this piece of bleep. you see absolutely nothing. And it's super slow. And when you want to, and you will see when we are going to start playing a little bit with this. So let's deactivate those two. I want the pass due. Boom. Pass due. 8. I want not the pass due, you know. So future, you know, or ongoing. Ongoing. The same thing. Link permanent past due, and you say no, no, I don't want it. Yeah. Change. Boom. Okay. Boom. So now you duplicate this, and you want the ongoing. Boom. Get now 4. Right. This is the ongoing. So no more perform fine. Right. So now you see I have a lot of tags, right? And they're easy to understand. Duplicates, as container, pass due, invalid. So now you say, yes, Nick, that's good, but I want I want a tag that tells me when I don't have a container, I want that to be 1. Duplicate has no container. Right? And you say not get as Boolean container. Okay, so not is extremely powerful. That's why I'm doing this. Okay, so now let's trigger. You remember my trigger? Because now I have another. What's the name? I have as no container. Okay, so this is empty, right? But thanks to you know by replacing by updating that field, boom, now I have something. So now I have the opposite. So when here is the opposite, it's reversed, right? This is as container, no. As no container, yes, right? So yes, no, yes, no. So you can change. So how not's working? It's very simple. Let's say we say, uh, you know, uh, we say text equal Nick, and the answer the text, and the answer is 1. You say yes, is it is, but you say not, now it's 0, 1. Not, you are reversing the result of the expression you have next. You say 1 plus 1, right, equal 2. It says yes. If you put not, it says no, right? When you say, uh, you know, get as Boolean, the container, say it's empty. If you say not, it says 0. Now it said 1. So the not is going to completely reverse the statement you have here, right? So this is cool when you want to do something like this, because sometimes you say, oh, you go on crazy calculations sometimes, right? So for example, here, if I want a tag that says ongoing, right, I just have to do this. Dates inferior equals no, not. I don't need to say date superior, because sometimes it's not the same. Sometimes can trick you, right? Because here, you understand? It's super easy, because now it's exactly the opposite. I don't even need to think about it, right? Look. Ongoing. Same thing, I'm going to replace this. Boom. So the ongoing, and the other one was past due, right? Why is it one? It should say, why is it all one? Something wrong here. I don't know why, but it's anyway. It should have said not, but uh, maybe because it's not. But anyway, the knots, you got the knots, but here you need to do this in order to. I don't know why. I don't want to waste my time for that. I think it's because I have the equal. That's why. If I didn't have the equal, it would have worked. But I have the equal, so it says no. So now it's exactly the opposite. See, tag. So anyway, when you want to reverse a tag, you can reverse a tag very easily. When you want to do this, so the point is, sorry for the confusion. The point is, with perform find, if you want to reverse a perform find, yeah, you need to say no, and you need to go there and say omit. Omit. So it's not that easy, right? Here, I'm ongoing past due, right? So it's super easy. I can do this. So, for example, the ongoing, right? So if I change the ongoing relationship, and I don't use because you have many opportunities to reverse, right? You have this opportunity, or you said, show me the tag ongoing, right? So it's not hide me the tag past you. You understand? It's another way, but I want to demonstrate to you how it works. So now let's do the ongoing. This is ongoing, right? And now past due. This is past due, right? What is Stream Deck? What is Stream Deck?
Oh,
Don't understand.
sorry, I was busy
Oh,
looking for questions, which we do have one, by the way.
okay. Go away. Go away. That. Um.
The question is from Ruben. Why is the link permanent a global field? Uh,
Oh,
Now you have to set it with a
because
startup script. Why not use a normal
yeah,
field and make an auto enter calculation?
yeah, you can do that. Auto entry. You can do the one. I like the global because you don't stress the index for nothing, for no reason. And it's the same. Do as you like. I do as you like. It's the same. I like the global personally. It's my preference. But so sometimes I have to admit that the global makes the thing more complicated because if you forget to put the global, but anyway,
And then we have one
it,
more real quick before we
yeah,
move on. It's from Ken, I believe. Ken, this may be a day 3 question. What if there are more than 2 conditions past to due in 60 days?
yeah.
Good.
Past due on 60 days. Oh, past due in 60 days. That's what he wants.
Uh, yeah, like he wants to know what if there are more than if there are more than 2 conditions, like uh, if it's past due and it's due in 60 days. Due in less than 60 days?
Yeah, it's if it's the one that will be past due in 60 days, right? So it's the same, you know. It's the same. Uh, let's say let's have a tag, you know, as due 16, right? That's it. That's it. That's okay. Okay, great.
Does that answer your question, Ken?
And you say um, it's current date plus 16 equal uh, date. So if the date is, you understand? Very simple. Schedule current date
The,
plus 16 equal date. So let's try it, right? So I have this tag here. You can do whatever you want because we have, look, on the tag, you have the power of this calculation dialog. Your limits is there. On the perform find, your limits is there. I mean, it's on the operation, the operators. Here, the limit is you can say if the fields there plus 45 minus 900 plus the get account name, you you have the power of the calculation dialog to create your own to create your own tag, right? So due 16, right? So let's try it. So if I change the date, so here it should be 0. So 16 days would be like this, 0, 6. Okay, how I did this? So I said schedule plus 16 equal date. Okay, so schedule date plus 16. Can we do plus 2 date? Okay, plus 2. Okay, or plus no 7 a week. Right? Okay, plus 7. Okay, so today is there. That today. So current it's current dates plus so a week, right? Okay. I hit the dates. Why it doesn't work? Doesn't work. What did I make wrong? It should have said this. The get current date plus 16 equal date. So get current date equal date. Oh, maybe I should say inferior to date. Yeah. So everything that's superior of 1 week, right? So this is superior 1 week. It is. This is not 0. This is 0. This is not 7 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. More, right? Less, more, right? So if you have this working, okay, if you have this working, so now I have everything that is superior to 1 week, right? So I have only one. But if I do this one, for example, this one and this one, and I can put some of them, right? So now I can go there and do a relationship like this. Says I want the permanent with the one, 7 days, past due in 7 days, right? So past due 7. Okay, so I have my relationship here, so I can go there and say past due 7. Those are the records, 3 records, 1, 2, 3. So now, before we go, we have 10 minutes here. I like this way of thinking. Make everything Boolean, makes motion. Yeah, thank you, Ruben. Yeah, it's date equal, schedule date. So yeah, you can, David, you can play with this. Sorry, the dates always, I'm not friend of dates. It's like, the brain, our human brain have problem. For example, we have the family syndrome. The family syndrome, what it is? The cousin of my wife's sister's son. Go ahead. Try to picture this in your mind. It's impossible, right? It's impossible. You need to write it down to make it to get it understand. You can't represent that in your mind. It's very complicated. It's the same for dates. So let's continue. Yeah, thank you. I keep learning. Yeah, makes more sense. It makes more sense to put everything 1 0 1 0 1 0. So now I said, okay, I want something. I want, right? multiple at the same time. Okay? I want multiple at the same time. I want has containers, right? Past due, right? Has container past due. That's it. So you add multiple tags in the same thing, right? So as container past due, or multiple, what is it? Boom, 0. Why? Because I should have has container past due. So let's make it past due. This one. So I have one. So let's go there, right? Boom, 1. So if I have another one, let's say, let's paste this. No, I need to put the picture. So here. So I want has container, has container, has container. And I want all the one past due. So let's put this one past due, right? So now I have 2. Boom, 2, right? And I can keep going, you know. I want has container, past due, valid, pass container, as container, past due, and valid, right? So this is valid. Let's say I make this one not valid, right? So I have 1, right? But if I made this one valid, now I have 2. So, but now you understand. You want the not valid, for example. So you go there. You can build a tag that says invalid, or you can just say this. I want the one not valid, right? Boom. So you have 0. So let's build 1. Let's say, let's put this one not valid. So it was like this. If I click like this, now I have 1. I have the not valid. So I hope you guys, you understand the power of this, because those are very simple examples, right? But I have example where I have crazy tags. I have the match this, doesn't match this, has a number, doesn't have a number, start with a number, has more than 3 letters, or what's the name? Is blank, is empty. I want to know if it's empty. For example, is empty. On the tag that says when the text is empty, is empty text. So I don't need the if is empty. I keep going. I will keep going saying it because I'm keep seeing this, right? So now I have a tag. Put this. So now I have a tag that says is empty, right? So thanks to my trigger. Oh, I don't have the trigger. I can just say this. It's okay. So you replace by itself. Okay. So is empty 0? Yeah, it's not. This is empty. So now if I want a tag for the is empty, or for example, you can, yeah, let's do it simple. I want the tag is empty, and up, check. I go there, link permanent, is empty, boom. And now I can just do this, duplicate this, boom, is empty, boom, 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 bam. I have 9 empty. Pop, 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 pop. Okay. So now you can say, oh, I want the not empty. So you got it. You go there and you say, okay, bam. You have multiple say, you say, okay, done, not empty. Okay. The one that has something, right? Boom, you reverse it. So it's very useful. So do we have any question on the other side?
A fun comment from YouTube: the power of the 0 and the 1.
No,
Mostly kind of a discussion about how Booleans are super useful. Oh, there's a question from Ken from Monday. Is the replace field content the best way to trigger autocalcs? Like when you add this and need the XXX number record to update.
we need a Marge, you forgot to.
I did. I wrote it down, but I forgot to ask.
Okay, so that's the question you have, Ken, right?
Yes.
Okay.
If
Is
you
the
have, I
replace
can.
field content the best way to yes, the best way. Actually, I use this because I wanted to answer the Ken question, but I didn't remember it was for Ken. But anyway, the best way, I put a trigger in the let statements in every single of my auto entry calculation, and sometime I have this. Because I want to be able to say, I want some calc to be updated when I want it. And when I update those calc, I want then this calc to be updated. First, I want to update this, a part of the calc, and sometime I have a third level, right? So, yeah, it is the best way to replace, to auto entry. Because you can replace, you can launch a PISO, say, okay, go to the Boolean table and replace, trigger all the auto entry calculation. Or, you can do yourself the auto entry calculation. And tomorrow we're going to, now when is the let statement? Next week, right?
Yeah, let statement is Monday. So
yeah, so we're going to learn how to play with this, the let statements. We're going to have the let statement. We're going to play with this a little bit. But you got the point. The point is an auto entry calculation is triggered as of a field, a local field, a field from the local table is part of something in the calculation. Here, this has no function whatsoever in the results. This has no function. I'm not using it. I just show it in the let statement and I call it trigger. Just the fact to have this field here will trigger this. And this is what I want. But I want to be able to update this calculation without to change anything on this. You understand? So next week we're going to learn more about this.
Yes, okay? Which will be very fun.
But the tag, look, and the tag here is really, really cool because if you change this, like Kyle showed you, and you put Boolean, and you say, as container, yes, no container, no, pass you, yes, ongoing, no, pass you 7, no, is empty, no, right? So you got it. You got all your yes, no stuff without to put yes, no. It's, and to retrieve something. Where's my duplicate? You have a duplicate here. You can just go to real record duplicate. Yeah. This have it duplicates. Boom. Bingo, duplicates. Yes, and you can show the duplicates free. So if you have those and you say show duplicate, boom. Why it's not showing? Free. So it's very cool, and you can use the tag to do something like this, right? And so I don't know if we have a one.
We have one more question, then you are free to flee. When a field is updated containing other fields in the auto enter calculation, will it recalculate those fields too?
Yes, yeah. The trigger is just to have something to make sure that we can point to trigger it. But if you change the schedule date, of course, it will change this, right? If you change the date also, we change this. But if you don't want to change this and don't want to change this, you can have a field. And the advantage is, if you change that field, all of those at once, all changed, all of those, right? So that's the beauty, is you change one field and you get all your calculation triggered, all of them. I mean, all the calculation where you have the trigger, right? But you understand now, so the point is, thanks to this, the Boolean, we have a very simple calcs. You don't need to have the if, the case, and all the BS. Okay, you know the case. Another thing that I never use. Never use case. Case is slow. Case is terribly slow, right? Actually, case was an abomination when they built it. No, they shouldn't have done this. But that's something coming from the dark age of FileMaker. So, and they never came and come to change it. So the update cascade, yes, the update cascade, and it's follow. Okay, so the problem is when FileMaker will be smart enough to update what need to be updated first when you use the auto entry calculation. So because sometimes you need something to be updated before, and but sometimes when FileMaker is not smart enough, or because your stuff is too complicated, that's why you can have two levels of replacements, creating two triggers, 2, 3, 4, 5 triggers if you need, right? And you have a different level of triggers, right? And yeah, but of course, yeah, this is obvious. The do not replace existing value of field if any. That needs to be unchecked. Otherwise, it won't change it. Okay. Yeah, the wonderful thing about auto entry, the auto entry calculation is they should have put that more obvious than what they did, right? It's because at the beginning it wasn't used as we are using it now. Okay, we use in a way, they never anticipated that we're going to use that like this, so if we don't have any question,
nope, I think we're good. Thank you so much, Nick.
Okay.
Okay, here's the close.
So I'm going to, if you want, I'm going to give you that file.
Yes, please do.
Okay. It's not the best file I ever built, but anyway.
Well, people like breaking things apart. Yeah, no, give it to me and I'll post it.
It's just to to play with it.
Yeah, I'll post it.
Watch the video, and at the same time play with the file.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna run the end credits. Thank you so much, Nick.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Of an individual up here who may be a FileMaker license. Well, it's potentially expired. Look at the back of that car right there. Looks like the FileMaker license has expired. Sir, I need you to step out of the vehicle. Sir, step out of the vehicle. Sir.